good, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the Larger Than Logic podcast. My name is Avery Taylor, and we have something very, very important to talk about today. I need you to understand how important it is that you become a producer, okay? It's very, very important that you learn to be a person who creates things and gives those things to other people. You have two types of people in this world. A lot of us, we're on a spectrum, right? But primarily, you have those who are producers and you have those who are consumers. A producer is somebody who, like I said, they create, right? They make things. They'll even take something that has already been created and they'll make it unique. They'll make it specific. They'll make it niche to a specific type of person, right? These things can add value. These things can give a person their time back. These things can give a person their money back. These things can give a person the ability to do things that they have never done before. On the other hand, you have consumers. This person is always looking for something to be done for them. This person is always looking for the next thing that they can spend their time on. This person is looking for the next thing that they can spend their money on. This person is constantly looking for how they can give the things that they have in themselves away to other things. They constantly have a gimme mindset. Gimme, gimme, gimme. What can I have? What can I get next? What can I have and put in my pocket and buy next? Now, the thing about being a producer versus a consumer is that it's going to get to a point, and I can predict this for you, where consumers are going to be at the mercy of the producers, okay? And this is not going to matter whether there is a good producer in play, a righteous producer in play. It doesn't matter if they are just, if they care about the consumers. That does not matter at all. What's going to happen is the individuals who consistently have their hand out are going to be at the mercy of the people who are consistently filling hands. And it is not going to matter what they are putting in those hands because they are the ones that are giving what they want to give, when they want to give it, the way they want to give it. I actually want to tell you a story. I want to invite you into this story, actually. All right, so there's these two guys that I know, and they're both painters. They're both really good, but one just happens to take it a little bit more seriously. His name is Raul, Raul, by the way. So, and the other one's name is Armand. So, I've known Raul and Armand for a pretty good, well, at least 5 years now. Now, the thing about it is that they've always showed up at work. They've always done their job. They've always been, pretty consistent and reliable. But Raul just one day decided, I can't tell you what it was, but he was like, hey, like, I actually don't want to just be good at painting. I want to be great at painting. Not to mention, they both are interested in art on the side, right? And so every day that I talk to this guy, man, like he is coming up with new concepts, new things. He's like, hey, look, man, I'll mix these colors and I found that I could do this. Oh, rather than using just regular paint, I was using oil paint and I found I could do this. Oh, this brush stroke, when I do this brush stroke with this special specific type of brush, I get this. Boom, bop, bim. And like, and it's just kind of crazy because he's exposing me to things about painting that I'm not gonna lie, I never knew, and I probably would have never cared about unless he brought it to my attention that it's freaking possible. And I think that's awesome, right? On the other hand, Armand is always coming up to me. He was like, hey, yo, man, look at this video. Look at this thing that X, Y, and Z painted. Yo, look at this Instagram video. This dude went crazy. He did this with spray paint, da 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 da. What's it called? Going to art galleries and putting art galleries on his Instagram story and all these different things. And I can tell that he really, really loves art. And he always talks about how one day he wants to be this great artist and da da da. And I can definitely tell that he wants that, right? But it's kind of crazy because, I've known Raul and Armand for the same amount of time. They both have been doing the exact same type of work, but it just so happens that Raul decided that he wanted to take things more seriously, and Armand talks about wanting to take things more seriously. But it just so happens that Raul is the one that's actually doing things that look like he wants to take things more seriously. And it just kind of got me thinking, right? If we fast forward 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the road, Raul is going to have a lot to show for what he's done over the past few years. He's going to have a legacy. He's going to have not only the work of his hands that can be admired by the world, but he's going to have inspired so many other individuals to take action. Meanwhile, if Armand continues on the same road and at the same rate that he's going right now, he will be a perpetual onlooker. He will continuously be obsessing over what other people are doing and have nothing to show for it. This is such a timely story because I think that a lot of us can sometimes fall into the same trap that my guy Armand has fallen into. We know where we want to be, right? And we know the things that we want to do, and we know what it looks like to work hard even and to chase the results that we're looking for. But sometimes it's just a lot easier to watch other people do it than do it ourselves. Sometimes it's a lot easier to be excited about actually doing the thing rather than doing the thing. And on today, I need you to snap out of this little mirage or whatever you want to call it and understand that you're never going to realize your potential. You're never going to leave a print on the world. You're never going to discover your purpose. And you're never going to be able to be the individual God has created you to be as long as you are allowing yourself to continuously be a consumer. You've watched them build, you've watched them grind, you've seen their failures. Now it's your time to have your own. I promise you, I'm one to talk. I've seen it time and time again, and I've even been in the exact same position. But I promise you, there's nothing that you'll ever be able to do. There's not any amount of content, reading, and research that you'll be able to do that is going to exempt you from having to fail before you start walking. And the longer you spend your time attempting to continue just to consume and listen and watch, and you're not going to get anywhere. And I can assure you that. And so on today, this is what I need you to do. Whatever your vision is, whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, I need you to think of 3 things that you can do within the next week to hit the ground running. And this isn't even to accomplish the result. This is so that you can begin to fall in love with the process and get comfortable with the failures that come along with pursuing. Because pursuing is not a linear thing. It is not 100% uphill. There's peaks and there's valleys. But you must move forward. You must do. You must produce. Thank you once again for listening to the Larger Than Logic podcast. And I'm so appreciative that you've allowed me to be a part of your journey.